Imagine stepping into a world of glittering ballrooms, grand staircases, and costumes that seem pulled straight from a storybook. That's exactly what it feels like when you walk onto the Bridgerton set with Yerin Ha, one of the show's brightest stars. From the moment she enters, you can tell this isn't just any set, it's a universe built with incredible detail, where every prop, every fabric, and every painting tells a story. Today, Yerin takes us on a personal tour, sharing what it's really like behind the cameras, giving fans a glimpse into the magic that makes Bridgerton more than just a show. And as she moves through the hallways and stages, you start to see the love, creativity, and energy that everyone from the actors to the crew puts into making every scene unforgettable. Walking through the set with Yerin Ha feels like stepping into a living painting. The walls are lined with rich, elegant colors, and every room has its own personality. Some rooms shimmer with gold accents, chandeliers hanging high above, reflecting light in a way that makes the space feel alive. Others feel cozier, filled with warm candlelight, plush furniture, and books stacked on shelves as if they've been carefully curated over decades. Yerin explains that these details are not just for show, they help actors step into their characters completely. She laughs as she recalls how walking into a room like this instantly shifts her mindset. The moment you see the costume, the props, and the room together, it's like stepping into someone else's life, she says. You can almost feel the excitement as she talks. And it makes you realize how much thought goes into making every scene believable. Every corner of the set tells a story. And Yerin can't help but point out little details that fans might never notice on screen. From intricate patterns on the wallpaper to tiny objects on the tables, each piece was chosen carefully to reflect the character who would occupy that space. She shares how these details sometimes spark inspiration for her own performance. For instance, seeing a certain painting or a prop might give her an idea about how her character should react in a scene. Yerin also mentions the scale of the set, how massive some rooms are, and how the crew works tirelessly to make everything perfect. She laughs as she describes the crew moving large furniture pieces, adjusting lighting, and coordinating with camera operators, all while keeping the world alive for the actors to inhabit. But it's not just about the grandiose rooms or the beautiful props, it's also about the energy on set. Yerin Ha talks about how the cast and crew form a tight-knit team, almost like a family. Between takes, there's laughter, jokes, and spontaneous moments that make the long hours feel lighter. She emphasizes that this sense of camaraderie is what helps bring authenticity to the show. When the actors are comfortable and genuinely enjoying themselves, it translates into their performances, making every ballroom dance, every whispered conversation, and every dramatic confrontation feel real. By the time she finished her introduction to the set, you can see why stepping behind the scenes of Bridgerton is such a treat for fans. It's a world where every detail matters, and where the passion of everyone involved shines through. Frame by frame, walking through the set, Yerin Ha begins to reveal the side of Bridgerton that fans rarely see, the moments that happen off-camera but shape everything you watch on screen. She smiles as she leans toward a prop table and whispers, almost like sharing a secret, that the cast has their own little traditions between takes. For instance, she explains that before every big scene, the actors have a quick mood check where they share funny impressions, rehearse lines in playful ways, or even improvise small jokes to lighten the tension. These small rituals, she says, make the intensity of shooting dramatic or emotional scenes feel manageable. You start to imagine the chaos behind the polished elegance, the laughter echoing through the halls, the subtle pranks between co-stars, and the camaraderie that makes even the most intense scenes feel like a shared adventure. Yerin also shares a story about a day when a costume mishap turned into one of the cast's favorite memories. She laughs as she recalls an actor tripping over the hem of their dress, causing a chain reaction that had half the crew ducking behind cameras to hide their laughter. Instead of frustration, the moment became a bonding experience, and the footage even made it into a few behind-the-scenes reels that fans loved. These little accidents, she explains, are part of the magic of filmmaking. They remind everyone that no matter how polished the final product looks, creating it is full of surprises, humor, and humanity. Yerin notes that these experiences help the cast connect not only with each other, but with their characters, because they're learning to respond naturally in the moment, just like their characters would, beyond the playful moments. Yerin gives insight into the challenges that make the show even more impressive. She talks about how shooting in elaborate ballrooms or outdoor locations often requires precise choreography, careful timing, and endless patience. Sometimes scenes must be repeated dozens of times to capture the perfect angle or emotion, and the actors have to stay fully in character through it all. Yet, Yerin emphasizes the energy on set never really drops. Even after long days, everyone from actors to camera operators is fully invested, laughing at mistakes and celebrating small victories together. It's a rhythm of discipline and joy. And it's what allows the magic of Bridgerton to appear effortless on screen. One of the most fascinating insights Yerin shares is how secrets and surprises are kept even within the cast. She admits that certain plot twists or wardrobe reveals are sometimes withheld from actors until the last minute, so their reactions are completely authentic. She describes the thrill of discovering a big reveal for the first time, surrounded by co-stars who are equally in suspense. That authentic reaction, she explains, is what translates into unforgettable moments for viewers. It's a delicate balance between planning every detail and allowing room for spontaneity, and it's this balance that makes the behind-the-scenes world of Bridgerton so captivating. By the end of this part of the tour, you can feel the heartbeat of the set, a mix of laughter, surprises, careful planning, and genuine excitement that keeps the show alive, both on-screen and off-dot as Yerin Ha guides us deeper into the set. The focus shifts from grand halls to the intricate world of costumes and props, where every detail shapes not just the look, but the very heartbeat of the characters. She leans toward a wardrobe rack and gestures to a sequence of elegant gowns and tailored suits, each one shimmering under the soft lighting. What's amazing, she says, is how much a costume tells you about who your character is. Even before you say a word, she explains that stepping into a dress isn't just about wearing fabric, it's about stepping into a persona, adopting the posture, the gestures, and the confidence of someone from a completely different world. Every corset, sleeve, and ruffle guides her performance, subtly influencing the way she walks, talks, and even thinks in a scene. The costumes, she says, are silent storytelling tools that give life to the characters in ways the camera alone cannot. Yerin shares a particularly fascinating insight about the way props are intertwined with performance. She points out a delicate fan on a nearby table, explaining that something as small as how a character holds it, opens it, or fidgets with it can reveal emotions the audience might not consciously notice. She recounts moments where a prop or accessory sparked improvisation. A subtle glance at a ring, a twirl of a scarf, a careful adjustment of gloves, creating micro-expressions that made a scene feel alive and spontaneous. In some ways, she says, these props become extensions of the character's inner thoughts, almost like secret language only the audience can sense. Even the colors and textures of the fabrics are chosen to reflect personality traits or hidden story arcs, something fans may never notice consciously but feel intuitively while watching. But the costume magic doesn't stop at the individual pieces, it extends to the interactions between characters. Yerin explains how matching or contrasting outfits in a scene can visually emphasize relationships, tension, or camaraderie. She recalls one scene where subtle costume details, a shade of blue, a pattern on a vest, helped her and another actor convey a silent conversation without a single line of dialogue. The wardrobe department, she says, works almost like co-directors, helping actors embody the story in ways that words alone cannot capture. Even the smallest accessory is deliberate. A brooch, a pair of gloves, a carefully placed ribbon, each chosen to reflect mood, status, or emotion. She emphasizes that these details are crucial because Bridgerton is as much about visual storytelling as it is about dialogue. Finally, Yerin shares a behind-the-scenes secret that will thrill fans. Sometimes costumes are used to protect surprises in the plot. Certain outfits are intentionally layered or altered so that a reveal whether it's a character's entrance, A hidden identity or a dramatic transformation remains a complete surprise even to the actors until the moment it's filmed. She smiles as she admits that seeing her own reactions captured authentically on camera is one of her favorite parts of the process. As the tour continues, Yerin Ha leans in with a mischievous grin, ready to reveal secrets that even die-hard Bridgerton fans might not know. She begins with a story about how some of the most iconic moments on screen came from happy accidents. For instance, she recalls a scene where a proper small silver teacup was accidentally placed slightly off-center. The director loved the quirkiness it added, and it stayed in the final cut, giving the scene an unexpected charm that fans adored. Yerin laughs as she explains that on a set this elaborate, even tiny mistakes can turn into magical, memorable moments. It's a reminder that while the show looks flawlessly planned, some of the best moments are delightfully unplanned. Then, Yerin shares another playful secret about cast dynamics that only insiders know. Between takes, the actors have their own secret handshake rituals and code words for when someone is about to deliver a perfect line or execute a tricky scene. She gives an example of a time when an actor whispered a silly code word just before a serious confrontation, causing everyone to burst into laughter while keeping the tension alive. These small moments, she says, help the cast bond and maintain energy throughout long shooting days. They also remind everyone that behind the grandeur and elegance of Bridgerton, there's a lot of humor, spontaneity, and warmth that never makes it to the screen, but fans feel it in the performances. Yerin also points out subtle Easter eggs hidden in the set and costumes, designed for the sharp-eyed fans. She reveals that certain paintings, props, or even table settings hint at character relationships, plot twists, or historical details. For example, a seemingly ordinary book on a shelf might reference a character's backstory, or a piece of jewelry could foreshadow an upcoming reveal. She confesses that discovering these details during filming often surprised the actors themselves, making their reactions in the scenes even more authentic. It's these small, clever touches that make watching Bridgerton feel like a treasure hunt, where attentive fans can uncover little secrets hidden in plain sight. Finally, Yerin shares a few personal behind-the-scenes moments that fans will love. She talks about how, after particularly emotional or challenging scenes, the cast sometimes celebrates with small, impromptu victory dances or quiet moments of reflection, creating memories that stay long after the cameras stop rolling. She emphasizes that these moments of connection, laughter, and surprise are what make being part of Bridgerton so special. By the end of the tour, it's clear that the show's magic isn't just in the costumes, sets, or scripts. It's in the small, unexpected moments, the inside jokes, and the shared surprises that make every scene feel alive, joyful, and completely unforgettable. Fans don't just watch Bridgerton, they experience the secrets, the laughter, and the love that went into creating it. Asterisk as the tour winds down. Yerin Ha pauses in the center of the grandest room on set, a room where so many iconic Bridgerton moments were filmed, and takes a moment to reflect. She smiles, almost as if sharing a secret with the audience, and reminds us that the magic of the show is not just in the glimmering chandeliers, elegant gowns, or sweeping ballrooms. It's in the people behind it all, the cast, the crew, and everyone who breathes life into this world. From the smallest prop to the largest set piece, everything is carefully crafted to make the story feel real, immersive, and unforgettable. Yerin emphasizes that being part of Bridgerton is more than acting. It's stepping into a living, breathing universe where every laugh, surprise, and heartfelt moment contributes to the final masterpiece we see on screen. Before leaving the set, she shares one final behind-the-scenes secret. Sometimes, even she doesn't know what will happen next in a scene until the cameras roll. The thrill of spontaneity, the little improvisations, and the shared surprises between the cast are what make filming so electric. It's a reminder for fans that what appears effortless on screen comes from a blend of planning, creativity, and genuine connection. Yerin encourages viewers to pay attention to the small details, watch how characters glance, move, and interact with the environment, because every subtle choice is intentional and full of meaning. These are the moments that make the show feel alive, almost as if the set itself is a character dot as the video nears its end. Yerin turns her attention directly to the audience, inviting fans to join the conversation. She suggests leaving comments about which behind-the-scenes secret surprised them the most, which costume or prop caught their eye, or which fun moment from the tour they would love to see in action. She also hints at exciting things to come in future seasons, teasing that even more surprises, twists, and visual delights are waiting for fans who continue to follow the story. It's not just a farewell, it's an invitation to remain part of this magical world, to engage, speculate, and celebrate the creativity that makes Bridgerton so beloved. Finally, Yerin wraps up with a heartfelt note about the joy of sharing the set with fans, saying that even though we may never step onto the set ourselves, glimpsing behind the curtains allows us to connect with the artistry, passion, and heart that bring every scene to life. The tour ends on a lingering shot of the set, glimmering chandeliers, detailed costumes, and a quiet, magical energy, leaving viewers with the sense that they've just stepped into something truly extraordinary, a world full of elegance, secrets, laughter, and wonder. It's an ending that feels intimate, magical, and unforgettable, reminding fans why Bridgerton is more than a show, it's an experience. Asterisk as the tour reaches its final moments. Yerin Ha pauses by a corner of the set that few people ever get to see, a hidden nook where props, costumes, and secret scripts are stored before being revealed on camera. She leans closer, almost conspiratorially, and says, "This is where the magic truly starts. It's here." She explains that ideas are tested, improvisations happen, and some of the show's most surprising moments are born. Fans may think every scene is perfectly scripted, but in reality, some of the most memorable reactions, gestures, or expressions are discovered in this very space. Watching her describe it, you get the sense that Bridgerton is not just a story told, it's a story lived, experimented with, and sometimes even accidentally created by sheer spontaneity. Yerin shares one particularly thrilling secret: certain plot twists, entrances, or costume reveals are kept hidden from even the main cast until filming the scene. She recalls a day when an actor entered a ballroom in a completely unexpected outfit, catching everyone, including the cameras, off guard. The reactions captured in those moments were 100% real, unplanned, and completely unforgettable. She laughs as she remembers the chaos that followed behind the scenes, crew members trying not to laugh, actors improvising their lines, and directors signaling to capture every authentic moment. For fans, it's a reminder that the magic of Bridgerton comes not only from careful planning, but also from genuine human reactions, playful spontaneity, and the willingness to embrace surprises. Moving forward, Yerin highlights how these behind-the-scenes insights deepen appreciation for the show. She points out that the intricate set design, the carefully chosen costumes, and the props are more than decoration. They are tools that allow actors to breathe life into their characters. Each room tells a story, each accessory carries meaning, and each shared laugh or improvised moment adds layers to what we see on screen. She encourages fans to watch the show with a new perspective, noticing the small, intentional details that make every ballroom dance, whispered conversation, and dramatic glance feel alive. In essence, every take is a collaboration between design, acting, and the joyful chaos of a creative team fully immersed in their craft. Finally, Yerin wraps up the tour with a heartfelt reflection. She says that sharing these secrets is her way of letting fans step behind the curtain, even if just for a moment, to witness the human energy, dedication, and love that fuels the show. She leaves viewers with a sense of intimacy, as if they've just been let in on the studio's most guarded mysteries. The last shot lingers on the set, the chandeliers sparkling, the costumes shimmering, and the empty ballrooms echoing with the laughter and stories of the cast. It's a final reminder that Bridgerton is more than a show. It's a living, breathing world built on creativity, passion, and the joy of storytelling. Fans leave with a sense of awe, curiosity, and excitement, eager to see the magic unfold again on screen. Asterisk as the tour comes to its grand finale. Yerin Ha takes one last walk through the heart of the set, pausing to admire the spaces that have carried so many unforgettable Bridgerton moments. She gestures to the sweeping staircases, glittering chandeliers, and elegantly arranged props, noting that each corner of the set has a story of its own, stories of laughter, creativity, and human connection that never fully make it to the screen. She explains that this behind-the-scenes world is where imagination meets dedication, where small details like the placement of a fan or the shimmer of a gown can completely change the energy of a scene. Even after months of filming, she says, the set still feels alive, like a character in its own right. Yerin shares her final insider revelation. Some of the moments that fans love most, the unexpected glances, the subtle gestures, or even the dramatic entrances, are born in these quiet, unseen moments. They are the result of actors improvising, crew members adjusting, and everyone on set responding organically to the energy around them. She emphasizes that the magic of Bridgerton is a combination of meticulous planning and spontaneous creativity. It's this mix that keeps each scene feeling fresh, exciting, and full of life. For fans, it's a reminder that what looks effortless on screen is actually a careful dance of talent, teamwork, and a little bit of happy chaos. Finally, Yerin invites viewers to take a new perspective when they watch the show. She encourages fans to look for the hidden details, the meaningful props, the subtle costume cues, and the small interactions between characters, because these are the little secrets that make the story so rich. She also suggests sharing their favorite discoveries in the comments, connecting with other fans who are equally fascinated by the artistry behind the scenes. The final shots linger on the set, empty yet brimming with possibility, sparkling with the echo of laughter, drama, and whispered secrets. As the camera slowly pans over the ballroom, the costumes, and the props, Yerin's words leave a lasting impression. Bridgerton isn't just a show you watch, it's a world you feel. A story brought to life by passion, creativity, and the joy of everyone who steps onto the set. The tour may be over, but the magic continues every time the show airs, and every time a fan discovers a hidden detail or shares a favorite moment. It's a final, unforgettable invitation to step into the world of elegance, secrets, and stories that only Bridgerton can create.